slope. After watching this video, I will be able to use rate of change to solve real-world scenarios. So first we want to remember what is rate of change. Rate of change is change in y over the change in x. So usually when we're talking about y and x, we're talking about two different things that we're trying to compare. And usually the rate at something is changing determines change in a unit or some type of measurement over the course of a specific time. So I can also say change in unit over a change in time. So in this example, I have Michael started a savings account with $300. So the unit here is money. So at week 1, or day 1, starting point, day 1, week 1, whatever, we have $300. After 6 weeks, he has $450. So what is the average change per week? So the change in units, our ending was $450 minus the 300. And then we're going to talk about time. So when we're talking about time, we want to make sure that we're in the same unit. So if we're talking about days, we stick to days. If we're talking about weeks, we stick to weeks. So because my end is 6 weeks, I'm going to put 6 weeks minus my first week. And then I'm going to see what the change is. So I have 450 minus 300 gives me 150. 6 weeks minus my first week is 5. And then when I divide 150 by 5, I end up with 30 as my change. Now we can kind of create a table to see if our answer makes sense. So the first week, we have $300. And then week 2, we want to add $30. So that's $330. Week 3, we want to add another 30. So that's $360. Week 4, another 30, $390. Week 5, another 30, $420. And then for week 6, if we take 420 and add 30, we end up with $450, which is exactly what he had. So our rate of change makes sense. When we're talking about real world scenarios, a rate of change usually is something constant. So in real life, we know that it's not always constant, but the average is taking, okay, let's just see more or less how much was added each week. So this is an example problem where you should try and see if you can figure it out and then press play to see if you got the correct answer. So pause your video now. So first you want to make sure that you're talking about the same units. Because we are talking about 36 inches and we want our answer to be in inches per year, I need to convert that 6 feet part into inches. So there are 12 inches in a foot. So I took 12 times 6 to get 72 inches. And then I need to determine what are we talking about. So if it's change in units over change in time, we're going to talk about the change in inches over the change in the years. And then I'm going to plug in the information. So because I want positive number, because I do not want my change to go down, my change is increasing, I'm going to start with my end result. So my end result was 72 inches. So 72 inches minus the 36 inches over 16 years minus 2 years. So when I get 36 over 14 and I divide, I get approximately 2.57 inches per year, saying that every year from 2 until 16, Thomas grew 2.5 inches. This is another example to see if you kind of got this down. You should pause your video, try and solve the problem, and then press play to see if you got your answer correct. Pause your video now. Okay, so here in this example, it's a little challenging to find what are your units and what is your time. So the span of time is the number of games. And I can almost tell by the way my question is asking, what is the average rate of change per game? So when I have something per game, that's like your fraction. So if you're thinking about miles per hour, when we talk about miles per hour, we're saying miles divided by an hour. So that per part is telling you that's on the bottom of your fraction. So the rate of change per game, that's telling me that the number of games is on the bottom of my fraction, and that is the change in time. So when I put in my numbers, I get about 70.78 hits per game.